58 Formal English Phrases for Successful Business Meetings.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to focus on a skill that most professionals use every week: participating in meetings. Whether your meetings are online or face-to-face, knowing the right expressions helps you sound confident, clear, and professional. Before we start, think about your last meeting. What was difficult? Was it starting the conversation, interrupting politely, giving your opinion, or closing the meeting? Keep that in mind as we go through today's lesson.
Part 1. Useful Meeting Collocations.
Meeting collocations. Meeting collocations are useful words and phrases that commonly combine with the word meeting. The first useful collocation is set up or schedule a meeting. This means to organize a meeting. For example, let's set up a meeting to discuss the new project.
Let's set up a meeting to discuss the new project.
Or, I need to schedule a meeting with the team for next week.
I need to schedule a meeting with the team for next week.
To chair a meeting means to lead or run the meeting. You are the person in charge of guiding the discussion, keeping time, and making sure everything stays on track. Example sentence: Maria will chair the meeting tomorrow to review the quarterly results.
Maria will chair the meeting tomorrow to review the quarterly results.
Another meeting collocation is call off a meeting. This means to cancel the meeting to decide that it will not happen. Example sentence: They had to call off the meeting because the manager was sick.
They had to call off the meeting because the manager was sick.
To put off a meeting means to postpone it, to delay it until a later time. Example sentence: They decided to put off the meeting until next week.
They decided to put off the meeting until next week.
2. Skip a meeting means to not attend the meeting, to choose not to go. For example, he decided to skip the meeting because he had too much work to finish.
He decided to skip the meeting because he had too much work to finish.
To adjourn a meeting means to stop a meeting temporarily, usually with the intention of continuing it later. Example: The meeting was adjourned until next Monday.
The meeting was adjourned until next Monday.
Part 2. Starting a meeting. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining today's meeting. I'd like to kick things off with a quick overview of our agenda. First, we'll review the current progress. Then, discuss any roadblocks. And finally, agree on next steps.
Observing this conversation, we can see that the woman speaking, as the meeting's chair or leader, uses a few sentences to greet the staff and makes reference to an agenda.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining today's meeting. I'd like to kick things off with a quick overview of our agenda.
We should now clarify that an agenda is a list of the things you plan to do or discuss. It resembles a meeting to-do list. Each chair of a meeting ought to have one and provide a copy to the attendees so they are aware of the topics they will be discussing. The chair of the meeting can use several phrases to make an introduction and greet the people so that the meeting can begin. Those phrases are: Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining today's meeting. I'd like to kick things off with a quick overview of our agenda. Kick off is a phrasal verb which means to begin or start something. So, the phrase, I'd like to kick things off with a quick overview of our agenda, means, I'd like to start with a quick overview of our agenda. Another way to start a meeting is by saying, "Hi everyone, it's wonderful to see you all today. Before we start our meeting, I'd like to welcome you all and give you an update." Or you can just say, "Welcome to today's meeting. These are the issues that we want to talk about." You can also say, "Welcome, everyone. Let's get started. Has everyone got a copy of the agenda? Thank you all for coming. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss." Or more briefly, you can say, "Welcome, everyone. Today's meeting is about." Or, "Welcome, everyone. The purpose of today's meeting is." Finally, you can use the phrase, "Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join this meeting despite your busy schedules."
Setting up for success.
After opening the meeting, the chair sets the meeting up for success by stating the purpose, outlining the agenda, and establishing simple ground rules.
First, we'll review the current progress. Then, discuss any roadblocks. And finally, agree on next steps.
First, we'll review the current progress, then discuss any roadblocks, and finally agree on next steps. This is an example of how a meeting leader can briefly outline the agenda. First, then, and finally are used here as sequential words. We use them to show the order of the agenda items clearly and logically. In a meeting, roadblocks refers to any barriers or challenges that are stopping the team from making progress. The chair of the meeting can also present the agenda with the next phrases.
First on our agenda is this topic. Next on our agenda is that topic.
Referring to the topics that they should talk about.
For example, first on our agenda is the client feedback from last week. Next on our agenda are the action items we need to finalize today. Another way to present the agenda is, the first item on the agenda is. We will then move on to item 2, which is. After that, we'll examine. Lastly, we will talk about.
For example,
the first item on the agenda is reviewing this week's tasks. We will then move on to item 2, which is assigning responsibilities for the upcoming project. After that, we'll examine our timeline to make sure everything stays on track. Lastly, we will talk about any questions or concerns before we wrap up.
setting ground rules.
Before we dive in, just a quick reminder of our ground rules. Let's keep our comments concise so everyone has time to contribute. Avoid digressions so we stay on track. And if you'd like to jump in, feel free to raise your hand.
Ground rules are basic rules we set at the start of a meeting. They help us stay focused, avoid interruptions, and make sure everyone has a chance to speak. The meeting leader uses ground rules to keep the meeting organized, on time, and fair for everyone. Some examples of ground rules could be:
Let's try to stay focused on the topic at hand and avoid digressions equals going off topic, so we can make the best use of our time. Please take a moment to switch your phone off or put it on silent so we avoid any interruptions. If you have questions that fall outside today's agenda, please hold on to them until the end, and we'll address them then. A quick reminder that smoking is not permitted in the room. And finally, please allow each person to finish speaking before taking the floor. No talking over one another.
Part 3. Opinions and clarifications.
Do you really think that the results of this week's tasks meet our expectations? Jason, could you give us your views on this?
There are some useful expressions to ask for opinions. For example, how do you feel about it? Choosing the name of a participant, you can ask this question, for example, Jason, could you give us your views on this? Or, Jason, can we get your input? You can also start your sentence with the phrase, do you really think that? For example,
do you really think that the results of this week's tasks meet our expectations?
Giving opinions.
In my opinion, this week's results meet our expectations and show solid progress.
In meetings, when someone asks for your opinion, you can respond using phrases like, in my opinion. For example, in my opinion, this week's results meet our expectations and show solid progress. I really feel that, or I feel that. Example sentence, I really feel that this week's results meet our expectations and show solid progress. Another phrase is, if you ask me, I tend to think that. Example sentence, if you ask me if this week's results meet our expectations, I tend to think that the outcome is sure and indeed shows solid progress. I have to agree with, adding the name of the participant.
For example, I have to agree with Jason. This week's results meet our expectations.
That's exactly the way I feel, or that's the way I feel. Unfortunately, I see it differently.
For example, unfortunately, I see it differently. This week's results don't meet our expectations.
Finally, if you have a disagreement, you can say, up to a point I agree with you, but.
Example, up to a point I agree with you, but some of the week's results could be much better.
Asking for clarification.
In meetings or conversations, we sometimes don't understand something clearly. In these situations, we need to ask for clarification, to ask the other person to explain, repeat, or make something clearer. You can ask for clarification using the following helpful phrases.
I don't quite follow you. What exactly do you mean? I don't see what you mean. Could we have some more details, please? I'm afraid I don't quite understand what you are getting at.
I didn't get that. I'm sorry. Could you say it again?
Could you repeat that again? Could you repeat that last bit, please? Could you speak more slowly, please? Could you speak up, please? Could you explain to me how that is going to work? So, you mean that?
Staying on track. In my opinion, this week's results meet our expectations and show solid progress.
I'm not sure I agree. I think we're still behind on a few tasks.
I have to disagree as well. The quality isn't where it should be yet.
I see your point, Sophie, but I think we're moving in the right direction overall.
Let's get back on track, why don't we? Let's focus on the next steps.
Stay on track means to continue with the main topic or plan without getting distracted. In meetings, it means not changing the subject and keeping the discussion focused. Here are some useful expressions you can use to bring the conversation back to the main topic or keep everyone focused.
We are running out of time. Please be brief. I'm afraid that's outside the scope of this meeting. We have to leave that for another time. Let's stay on track. Let's get back on track. That's not really why we are here today. We are beginning to lose sight of the main point. Keep to the point, please. Let's focus on the agenda. Can we go back to what we were discussing?
Part 4. Ending the meeting. At the end of a meeting, we often need to summarize the discussion, check if there is anything else to add, and agree on the next steps. Here are some useful expressions you can use to close a meeting politely and professionally.
Let me briefly summarize what we discussed today. Let's conclude by summarizing the main points we have discussed today. If there is no other business, we can adjourn the meeting. Can we set a date and time for a follow-up meeting?
Thanking and closing the meeting. At the end of a meeting, it's important to thank the participants and close the discussion politely.
Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to attend this meeting. The next meeting is on Thursday, so I'll see you all then. Have a great day, or a great week, everyone. Well, thanks to all of you for your time. I think this discussion has been very productive, and we'll meet again to talk about the remaining points on Monday the 7th, at the same time. See you all then. Which of these expressions would you feel comfortable using in a real meeting? Let me know in the comments below.
Thank you for watching Enjoyable English Lab. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. See you.